Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. I have something really special today for you. The brand new EK Archery Revo7. Let me show you its features. This is a really modern pistol crossbow, clearly a subject of the third generation of tactical magazine-equipped repeating pistol crossbows. It has all these features that makes it third generation. First of all, it has a real lock. It's not just a pusher that pushes the string upwards. The lock is very similar to the adder lock, so it's really cool. It has an exchangeable magazine. This one here goes out the side and it snaps in like so. It has a long Picatinny rail, so you can mount really big scopes. You have an adjustable rear stock, also with the cheek rest that is adjustable. You have the patented EK Archery cocking system that allows you to cock this thing without taking it down. Everything is there, line of fire, everything is there, line of sight. You have a red dot that comes with the device. You have a quick exchange throwing arm. You have a really good trigger, even when you shoot the harder limbs. It's really not a problem at all. The whole thing is just outfitted with all the latest features that you gotta have. And it's so cool. So filling the magazine is really easy. You simply put an arrow on it, press down on it, and then it stacks up. Very nice. The Revo7 has several features that make it more accurate than your standard off-the-shelf pistol crossbow. And one of those reasons is that they have developed a brand new arrow. So this arrow is really special because it is more slim. This means it only has 5mm diameter, not 6.3mm like most of the other pistol crossbows on the market. It doesn't have aluminum shafts that are never fully straight, but this is a carbon fiber shaft, so it's really accurate. Now the thin shaft has the advantage that aerodynamically it's like a much longer arrow with a thicker shaft. So to have the same accuracy, a 6.3mm bolt would have to be a lot longer than this to fly as true as this does. It has an aluminum nock, and the nock also has a special feature that you probably know from the whip shot, and this is this little notch here that holds it in the magazine and prevents it from sliding forward, so that the feed is much more reliable this way. Very soon we will also offer these hunting broadheads. This is a handmade sample, but I've already ordered those with our arrow makers. So these will be available very soon, and they also of course fit in the magazine. Now this is what you take when you're up for some serious business, if you know what I mean. The Revo7 has several options for different throwing limbs. In standard there is a 90-pound limb set on it, but you can get a 30-pound, which is really ideal for home defense because it's powerful enough and it is very easy to cock. So even an untrained female has no problem cocking the weapon with this. Then there is a 60-pound, then there is the 90-pound that is standard, and there even is a 120-pound limb set that makes it seriously powerful. For the 120-pound, they even give you aluminum end caps. The others are plastic, and I think for the 120-pound it's just better, it probably holds longer. And you see it has the quick exchange system, so it is very easy to take it down and exchange it. I can now show you how to exchange the throwing limb set. It's very easy. First of all, I remove the magazine, like so. And then I push out these two pins here, 1 and 2, like on an AR-15, and then remove the entire bridge. Now I just push out this pin here. There it is. A little more. Okay, and then I can take the limb set out. As you see, it's now also very easy to transport, and put another one or the same one in again. Push this in. Take the bridge, put it on, push these pins in again, take my magazine, put the magazine in, and I'm done. And you can do the same with the rear stock. so that you can really take it apart and put it all in a very, very small bag for transportation. Only 7 shots, some people will now say, because there's now models that have more than 7 shots. Yes, that's of course due to the limited space. You know, Archery wanted to really keep it small, but I have designed a little bit of for myself, and this is the first prototype for my 12-shot magazine. So it has the same dimensions, so it fits right in this with no changes, but it has a double stack now. So just like on the 18-shot Adder magazine, we have a double stack magazine now here, and this means that you can get in 12 shots. And it also opens a little different. This one just has a box so that you can put it in, because on the double row, otherwise feeding in, it's a little bit complicated. This is not yet available. We will hopefully start shipping it probably in December or January. We have to see. There's a tool making ahead of us. Shots. So let's play the scenario that I'm slowly loading this thing, not quietly, so that nobody notices it, with the minimum noise possible. So nice and quiet. And I do 1 shot, and I want to be ready for another shot in as fast as possible. So I do 1 shot, and there goes. And again, I'm finished. All right, the coaster test. 12-meter distance, put a coaster against the mat, and I will hit it with 5 arrows. Let's see if I can do that. That would be cool. I'm not the best shooter in the world, and I only use the red dot, so therefore I'm happy with that kind of a group. Okay, now the accuracy test on 25 meters, roughly maybe 30 yards or so, and I put 4 balloons that are about the size of a zombie head each one, and I will try to pop them 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how many shots I will need for that. Okay, just for dimension, this is just a small mat, so this is really like a balloon is about the size of a head. This is not a large mat, this is a small one. It's one that is actually now made by Archery, and I have put, this is already the second sheet, I have put probably, I don't know, 2,000 arrows into it. Really, really a good mat, and the advantage is that first of all, you can carry it around, but it also stops the arrows so that the veins won't go in, which is great because then the arrows last a lot longer. So next we will actually do the distance test, the maximum distance test, and this is like 50 meters. It's about 55 yards. This is a really long distance for these small pistol crossbows with the short bolts. But I think this gun can do it, this crossbow can do it. But since my eyes aren't the best anymore, I need every help I can get, and therefore I mounted this huge CB Life scope to it, which of course is a bit ridiculous for this weapon. I mean, it has a 25x magnification, but it allows me to really see the target. It fills my entire vision. My entire eye is completely filled, making it clear how much I shake. But in any case, it shows an advantage of this concept here, that you have got a continuous bridge with a Picatinny rail, and this makes it so much better than standard pistol crossbows with a clap on the top, where you cannot mount scopes at all sometimes, and if you can, then those are really small scopes. So this here allows for really, really huge scopes, even bigger than this one. Okay, let's set up the target. Ha! First try. So this was the 120-pound bowline set. Of course, with distance like this, you always go for the strongest option. Okay, now for the strength test. Of course, I could now go ahead and do another ballistic gelatin head and then put leather around it and a t-shirt around it, and the arrow will go in and poke out at the rear end. It is absolutely clear. I've done this so many times. These pistol crossbows are absolutely strong enough to fully penetrate the body of a mammal, or of course also of a human, which is also a mammal. So it's clear that it does that, so it's bad for comparison. I have decided to use this beech plywood board instead. It's a 10mm beech plywood, which is an incredibly hard wood, and for calibration I will first try to punch through it with a powerful knife, and then we will go ahead and shoot with 30, 60, 90 and 120 pounds at it. So, wir nehmen also jetzt hier dieses Bajonett, amerikanisches Bajonett für M16 und M4 und versuchen damit mal reinzustoßen. So now we're going to take this bayonet for the M16 or M4 and really try to punch through it, shall we? Okay. Well, as you saw, I can like punch a little cut in, but it won't go through. We start with a 30-pound limb set. Cocking is super, super easy. I mean, this is really like, I can do this with one finger. I can probably even cock it maybe just with one finger like so. Yeah. So as you see, it sticks in hard, but it does not punch through to the other side. But one thing regarding the cocking lever. Why is the underlever cocking lever so fine? Because, well, the thing is that it gives you a transmission. This means that to overcome this, about, I don't know, 16 centimeters, which is how much? 6-7 inches maybe, to overcome this, you have like 50 centimeters of a lever. So you have a long, long, long way. This means the lever effect is enormous. If you wouldn't use a direct motion, like a pump action or something, you could never overcome the 90 pound that the bow has in standard, and of course definitely not the 120 pound option. So the lever effect is really good, and in this one it is extremely fine because you can just, it's so easy to do this while you have the weapon against your shoulder or at your hip. Now the 60-pound bowline set. But then it's still very, very easy to cock. I think I can still do this with one finger. Yeah, I can, even though of course it's a little harder now. But it's still super, super easy, and I love it. Okay. As you see, this went in a lot deeper, and you can see that there is even a little bit of the tip poking out at the rear. Okay, now the 90-pound crossbow limb set, still fairly easy to cock, I think, but I'm also pretty strong. Okay. Dong. Well, as you can see, we now have a shot that went through. So last not least, the 120 pound. Yeah, here you can see it. 30 pound, 60 pound, 90 pound, 120 pound. Okay, so to give you some kind of comparison, I have a Weihrauch high quality break barrel airgun, 22 caliber, and I'm going to shoot at the same board. And from the same distance. Well, as you can see, the pellet only did a little dent into the wood. It didn't crack through, not at all. So even the 30 pound limb set, the weakest, has significantly more penetration than the pellet from the break barrel airgun. The magazine really is something special. Let me check it out. This is the original 7-shot EK Archery magazine. As I said, we're also going to have a 12-shot Go Gun version. And this is actually works a little bit like something that drops out 1 pets at a time. And the arrows are actually held in place by this scissor-like system here. So I can show it to you. So when I press on this here, then automatically I will get 1 bolt out. And this bolt then is in this groove here, and it will run absolutely freely. There won't be any pressure from the magazine spring. This is just the right amount so that it will not fall out of the muzzle, but it means that the arrow in the groove always has the same pressure from above. It does not vary. With the pistol crossbows of generation 1 and 2, the spring was actually under lots of tension when the magazine was full, so the pressure was high, and it was getting lower and lower and lower as the magazine was getting emptier. And that of course leads to inaccuracy because the different pressure on the bolt has to do with friction. This is not the case here. So from the first to the last bolt, the pressure is always the same. So again, what happens when I cock the weapon? You can see that these little levers here will actually activate the scissors. So you see, now it is pressing on them as I go forward. It presses down and clack clack. This was the bolt that was inserted, and it is now in the groove. I can cock the weapon and be ready for the shot. Alright, but I can also decock it and then like simulate that I fire it. Here is the bolt. And you can see that you can take out the magazine and it is still, loaded. So it's not like in some other models on the market where they would now all fall out. This is just not the case because this is properly designed. So this crossbow is so easy to cock, specifically with a 30 and 60 pound limb set, that even children can operate it, and it's still a deadly weapon. So EK Archery has done something really cool. They added this little hole here. This little hole makes a whole lot of difference, because when you block this hole, I'm just using a nail here and put it in, like so. What then happens is that you can no longer cock the weapon. It's absolutely blocked. You cannot open the entire mechanism. It won't shoot anymore. So, and then you have these locks with a little bit of a steel wire cable that is used like for luggage. You can get this really for cheap. And then you can block this thing so that minors cannot operate it. I think it's a rather cool feature. I also really love the possibility to take it apart and reassemble it so quickly, because this allows me to put it inside one of these small cases here. So you see in this case I got the main frame, I got the bridge, I got the limb set, I got the magazine, I got lots of arrows, and I got the rear stock. And all fits inside of this case, and I can reassemble it within a few seconds. And also I can lock it, because I can just put the standard lock here through these holes. I would always use like a fingerprint lock, because then I cannot lose the key. Also really cool. So how is my verdict on the Revo7? Well, it is a super modern, cutting edge pistol crossbow. It has all the features that a modern pistol crossbow should have. Exchangeable magazine, a superb lock, much better than the primitive stuff of Generation 1 crossbows. The safety is switchable between automatic and manual. It is very easy to completely disassemble it for transportation and cleaning. The throwing limbs are easily replaceable, and they are available in lots of different strengths. It has the best cocking system in the market, make it super fast to repeat. it comes with a red dot sight, which is probably the most practical aiming device for a device like this. The stock is completely adjustable. You have a super long Picatinny rail for mounting all kinds of optics and stuff. So this is just a feature set that is absolutely complete. I see no detail lacking. And it is already available if you're lucky to get one of the first. Well, the Revo7 by EK Archery. I think it's so cool, all the features, and it also looks really rad, don't you think? It's also already in production, so this is not wait until 2026 or something. No, it's a finished product and it should be available really soon. We're just actually waiting for the first shipment to arrive. Anyway, I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye bye.